Well, yet another event in Cartagena. Don't know what this one's about, but it's obviously something to do with the use of horses and carriages and all that. Not entirely sure. It turned out it was a horse and cart show, which is an annual event in Cartagena. I've been in Cartagena for 2 months now, and I'd hardly met anybody that was English speaking. So the best bit about today was actually meeting 2 people, also from the United Kingdom, called Chrissy and Paul, who were sailing their boat round to New Zealand. They were great and introduced me to loads of people in the marina, where my boat was going back to after the repairs had been done. Yay, I had friends. Right, today I thought I'd go for a walk to a mountain. So, it's not really a mountain, but I thought I'd go up to this top of this hill. It's about 1,000 metres tall. 1,000 metres? No, 1,000 feet. About 1,000 feet tall. It's about, all in all, it's probably about a 14 or 15 kilometre walk really. So I'm just trying to do it to keep my weight down, because when you get on a boat and you haven't got a decent cook around you, you end up eating all sorts of crap. So the pounds keep piling on, and then you think, well, I'm a bit bored, so I may as well have a drink, and of course then the pounds keep piling on. It's the way it is. This road here is the road out of Cartagena towards Cala Cortina, which is a beautiful little beach with a lovely restaurant on it. But I'm going to go there. As you can see, it's quite a popular route out of town. This is. It's got a dedicated cycle track, and when it gets a bit wider later, you've also got a dedicated running track and cycling track, and then space for pedestrians. And people use it a lot for literally going for a walk every day. I suppose to keep the pounds down, to keep themselves fit, you know, to keep myself active. I've run this course maybe a dozen times so far. It's a 5k run that takes us way out to the end of the pier. Whenever I'm going for a run or for a long walk, my mind ends up drifting onto a certain song. And today, it seems, Will Young's taken place in my head for some reason. Probably something to do with looking at this road. And I'm already singing The Long and Winding Road in my head. And I think, sad as it may be, that's going to be stuck in there for most of the journey. The wind's blowing like mad at the moment. But hopefully you can hear me. That looks massive. That is. Well, this is inside the tower, and so that's looking up inside the tower. It's like a tower inside the tower, and there's like a metal ladder. If you're mad enough, you can climb. But I don't know where that goes. That goes into the hill. That is bizarre. Boy, is it windy up here. There's a different view of Cartagena, and actually I can't see my boat. On the way down again, nice and quiet. What you can hear is my litre of Coke sploshing around the back. Nice little road. What was a road before they built the tunnel. Sure, it was quite a popular road at one point. Only used by walkers, cyclists, and the odd idiot in a car that wants to go to the top of the hill but can't honestly be bothered to do either of the aforementioned things. Well, this is Decal Day. So weird and wonderful design, or mine, I'll take the blame, is gonna look a bit different. I think what they're gonna do is put a black solid decal above the that bit of rubber, whatever you call that, and then put a fading one underneath it. The idea is to try and hide the little windows a little bit. Not entirely sure it's going to work. Hey, only one way to find out. I hope this looks okay. There's Sawasdeekat getting his first ever bath or wash. starting to look good.
As Sawasdeekat was very nearly finished, it gave me a bit more opportunity to get to know the other people living in boats in Cartagena Yacht Marina. So one day we got invited out to Algameca Chica, which stands for the Algameca Girl. Now, La Algameca Chica is actually an illegal settlement on the mouth of the Benipila Boulevard, which is right next to Cartagena. It's a tiny little place, and the houses there only have about 110 inhabitants, and they face a real uncertainty. I'll show you some photos, but the properties here, the houses here, are real bad condition because they're only built by the people who live there.
A little bit after the markings, but hopefully that will be okay. Actually, that one's bang on about it. I can't see the marking on that one. Okay, this must be yachting. What a nightmare. Okay, so we got the boat in the water. They tested the Fisher Panda generator out. It seemed to work fine. We got the air conditioning working, so that was all cool. And we went out to there. And we got as far as probably about that black dinghy rib over there. And basically what happened was we found that we had no drive in the starboard engine. So I was like, oh no. So, and obviously I went into sort of my second time of driving this boat ever since owning it. And now I'm having to drive it with one engine. And I'm having to drive it with one engine, doing something like a 3-point turn in the bloody water, and then eventually trying to get it back into the dock, which has got, as you can see, very little, because it's the same both sides, very little room for error. But we managed it miraculously. I don't know how we managed it. We didn't crash it, we didn't break anything, and we got it back in. And when the guys checked it, they said, or what I had done is I had put the starboard engine into neutral to rev it to generate power for the battery, because it had a little battery warning light when it first started up. And then I obviously hadn't brought it back to neutral for long enough, so it hadn't registered the fact that actually I wanted to actually now use the gearbox. So whenever I went forward and backwards on the starboard engine, it was just in neutral, and I was like, yeah, panicked. So we brought it back in, but now we brought it back in, the Fisher Panda's not working. So now we've got a guy on board, and he's coming with me. I'm going to take him back to the marina with me while he tries to fix the Fisher Panda and get it working, because it's only going for maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then it cuts out. So that's not much good either. So we will be in the marina tonight, which is great because I fly back the day after tomorrow, and as you can see from the background, you might be able to see from the background, the sun's going down. So I've only got tomorrow, and then Thursday I fly back to the UK. So not much time. Plus we have Flexi Teak turning up tomorrow in the morning at 9 o'clock to start on the teak decking out the back.
Well, with a little help from our friends, we got the boat back into the marina safely, and I went home. I didn't return to the boat until the following year. Subscribe and see how we get on.